Hello, you beautiful individuals. Happy Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. Today we are going to look at another Mr. Definitely Not a Doctor, Kent Hovind, or apparently Dr. Kent the Science Gent. Haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, we're just going to look at a whacking atheist. Haven't really watched many of these. They're kind of ridiculous from what I've seen, but, figured why not. It's about Professor Dave, and I'm a pretty big fan of his, so we'll watch parts of it. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm not going through all 32 minutes of this. It'd be way too long of a video, but let's just get started.
3rd, 2022, Whack an Atheist, Wednesday, where we wear the red, just to excite them. Let's see. We believe the Bible is true. God said in 6 days, He made everything. That would include dinosaurs, stars, everything made in 6 normal 20.
Okay, dinosaurs didn't live with man, and just know that's true.
24-hour days, and evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world.
See, you always do that. You mix together this nonsense and always add an evolution, but you're not realizing that you're also going against astronomy and various other sciences there. And also, what was a 24-hour day before there was a sun? Because the Earth was supposedly made first. Was the Earth still rotating? If it was, why? And even if it was, there was no sun for day to exist? Or unless the sun was made first. I mean, he did say, let there be light, I guess, but still a little strange in my opinion. But what are you going to do? You know, give me 1 second. Alright, anyway, sorry, I just had to get a screenshot for that, thumbnail. And sorry if my voice sounds a bit rough today. Woke up with a tiny bit of a sore throat. Just hasn't really gone away. And we just went to a big family Thanksgiving thing and way too much talking. But anyway, what's this say? The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, they have done abominable works. There is none that doeth God. Whatever. Good, sorry. Yeah, okay. Keep putting your Bible verses up there. That definitely supports what you're saying.
The fool said in his heart, there's no God. If you can't believe there's a God, something is wrong with you, okay? It's hard to believe the osprey.
See, and that's my main issue with him. There's no problem with believing there's a God. There really isn't. And I completely understand why people do. And I, at one point in my life, also believed there was. I mean, I was a kid, but still. Now I fall under the, thought of I don't know. But regardless, it's not the God part that's the problem, you moron. It's the fact that you claim dinosaurs lived with man and the world's only 6,000 years old. That's where the issue starts.
Shown frame by frame diving in after a fish. You believe it came from an amoeba, which came from a rock?
Oh my god, he's still doing the amoeba thing? For one, it wasn't an amoeba, it was a protist. And some type of protozoa. But regardless, it's didn't come from a rock. Okay, how many times do I have to say this? The molecules that eventually chemicals and elements that eventually formed into what we consider life got washed away from the surface of the earth and most likely rocks by the water and rain falling down and forming into that pool. But once again, that is just one theory of abiogenesis. It's not evolution. Abiogenesis. He's just not smart enough to understand that. Really, he just likes to repeat the same talking points to keep his fans happy.
Which came from a dot of nothing exploding? Matt, what is wrong? You got to believe, brother. You got to believe. What is wrong with these people? Join us for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a bit and try to find the part about Professor Dave. Okay, so this part's a little interesting.
Okay. Violent, deluded, and fraud. Wow. They say nice things about me, don't they?
Well, I mean, you kind of are a fraud, at least when it comes to taxes, so that's the thing. And I honestly wouldn't doubt if you're just a fraud in general and you literally only do this for the money. But I do believe that you actually believe this, unfortunately.
Then if we say anything bad about them, they get all upset.
Well, it's not that you saying bad things make people upset. It's when you say, ignorant things that people might get upset, of course. But at the end of the day, so do you. You make a video every Wednesday to talk about this. Like, I don't get how you don't see the hypocrisy here. Anyway.
Support us. Become a 777 Club member. Go to drdino.com, our website.
There you go. If you want to support him and help him line his pockets even more by conning and lying to people, especially children, that's where you go. This is for those who set up a recurring donation of a minimum of $30 or $31 each month. $1 any amount to help build them. Oh gosh, dude, you are just disgustingly pathetic.
The Bible says you're a fool if you don't believe in God, and I second that emotion. You are definitely a fool. Now,
once again, I don't think you're a fool if you believe or don't believe in God. And also, no problem with believing in God. It's just when you believe in a nonsense like this, that the world's only 6,000 years old, that's when I do consider you a fool, Mr. Hovind.
Most Muslims today, or evolutionists today, are not able to think outside the box their education put them in. You guys got a box over your head.
How can you say that when you literally can't get past a book written thousands of years ago that has multiple contradictions and just false statements in it? And quite frankly, even a lot of hate and violence in it, but at least especially in the Old Testament. But regardless, that doesn't make sense. Oh gosh, what are you going to say about this? I was going to skip past this, but now I need to see this most Muslim terrorist.
Most Muslims can't think outside the box. They think Islam is true. You can't, not allowed to think outside the box, are you guys? Or they kill you.
How are you different? You don't think outside the box of your own religion. It's no different. I like that he skipped over the word terrorist, even though it was right there. Don't equate Muslim and terrorism. That's ignorant. Islam, whatever, it's an even bigger religion than Christianity, but most of them are not terrorists. That's ridiculous. It's people like this who paint this horrible, horrible image and are just, quite frankly, disgusting, as I've said before. Finally. Apparently we're getting to Professor Dave's part. That took long enough.
Professor Dave, again, okay? This is the last time for a while, I hope. But he said so many things that are wrong. We've only gone through the first 4 minutes and already had to spend 4 broadcasts on it. He can pump out lies faster than you can imagine.
See, now, I seen someone say that basically you can kind of tell when someone's telling the truth or not based on how they answer questions. When you can answer a question literally and simply, you're probably telling the truth. When you have to spend 4 broadcasts for 4 minutes of content because you're over-explaining things and just adding stuff in there that's completely irrelevant, probably not telling the truth.
This needs to be corrected. I've been busy. This topic is easy, so I picked him again tonight. He said, Professor Dave destroys Kent Hovind, young Earth creationist. Really?
He did. He embarrassed you. I mean, he definitely got a little angry, which I don't blame him, but he embarrassed you.
A lot of people have watched that from him. Yay. Professor Dave destroys Kent Hovind. Normally, I stay out of religion. Right. Your whole evolution theory is a religion, Dave.
No, it's not. Evolution is not a religion at all. There's no social construct. There's no morality that goes with it. It's simply a scientific theory that claims things evolve, which they do. Even Hovind himself, in the debate I had with him, admitted that things evolve. He just doesn't like to admit life evolves because then obviously it goes against his entire belief of the whole 6,000-year-old Earth thing.
So all you have is a religion of evolution. But Professor Dave said it was true, therefore must be true. Voila, don't question the king. It must be science. So I'm going to play the same thing I played for the last 4 times so you can see.
See, Professor Dave actually teaches science. He does. His most 99% of his content on YouTube is about teaching science in a layman, easy to understand way, which is nice, and he helps people. You repeat yourself night after night and video after video and just spewing out the same nonsense that you've been doing for 30, 40 years. You also claim you're a doctor when you're not. You don't even have a bachelor's degree. You claim you're a teacher when you're not, or never were. You may have lied to a bunch of children in a church, but that doesn't make you a teacher.
See what I have to put up with, which is fine. I enjoy it, actually. And we're going to stop a few seconds further in where he covers another stupid idea to support the evolution theory. Professor Dave, take it away.
Hey everyone, so some of you may be aware of my flat earth debunking videos, and a channel named Modern Day Debates reached out to me after seeing those to see if I wanted to come on the channel and debate a guy named Hovind about young earth creationism versus evolution. So I looked up who this guy is, and turns out he's this like slimy car salesman kind of a guy.
That is a good way to describe him, slimy car salesman. But how did he play this? For one, it sounds like it's being recorded, like being played through speakers in the background and then being recorded. It sounds horrible, and the video is not timed up well at all. I don't know if he does that on purpose or he's just not smart enough to figure out simple screen and audio capturing software, but you think he would after been doing this for decades.
Introduces himself as Dr. Kent Hovind and claims to have multiple doctorates, has no degrees of any kind, not even a bachelor's degree, claims to have taught high school science for 15 years, never taught in any school, basically homeschooled some kids in a church, actually went to jail for tax evasion for 10 years. So this guy is like a major, major scumbag. So
I don't know if he's going to say anything about this, but yeah, all that's true. 100% true. You can look it up for yourself. He did go to jail for tax evasion. He definitely did not teach in any school, has no bachelor's, no doctorate, except for some honorary doctorate from a diploma mill. It's not real. Yeah, he's just a liar. That's all he is. A liar, a con man, and a good way to put it, basically a sleazy car salesman. And by the way, I sold cars, so I would know.
Naturally, I wanted to kind of take a bite out of this guy. So I looked up a lot of his debates, and it turns out he just has the exact same ridiculous talking points. They're all either flat out lies or at the very least just total misrepresentations of science. He both does not understand science and misrepresents it deliberately. This is how he makes a living. He lies and he brings in donations that way. So I decided I wanted to do it. I want to make it clear that I don't attack religious.
So I've obviously seen this video, the original, the debate, and he said he's covered this in 4 different broadcasts. Why are you still in the beginning of the video? It doesn't make any sense at all. Also, I apologize for that audio. That's completely on their end. That has nothing to do with me. I mean, I'll try to fix it a little bit in editing, but they just did a poor job with that.
People this way normally. I saw from the debates how much he dodges direct questions and how he just changes the subject when he knows that
he does. And not only that, the moderator, at least the one I was doing it for, kind of helped him. I mean, I got, I was complained at a fair amount of times from the moderator that even though he claimed to be saying this isn't about one person, but it was, that I was interrupting too much while also allowing Hovind there to interrupt and change the subject anytime he wanted to. But whatever.
Does not have the ability to discuss the science at that moment. So I knew I was going to have to bully him around a bit. And again, I do not do this to religious people normally, okay? This guy is a con man that lies to people for money. I would never go and attack someone's religion this way normally. So I just wanted to offer that up front. I definitely was very aggressive in this. I didn't do quite as well as I'd hoped. I'll chalk it up to lack of experience. He definitely, every time I would demolish one of his points, he's like a greased pig. You pin him and then he just squeals and like storms out of the corner. He evades direct questions. I mean, he's got a script he's been running for about 30 years. So this is what this guy does, and this is how he earns a living. And he apparently 10 years in jail he didn't learn his lesson, and he's still doing the same crap. So anyway, this may or may not interest you. It's about debunking young earth creationism. And there are definitely some good moments in here. There are definitely some fun moments. So give it a watch. See if you enjoy it. Thanks a lot. Hey everybody, today we're debating creation evolution.
Okay, as much as I did want to watch this, that audio is horrendous. So I'm just going to skip forward to Hovind's response. Okay, apparently I'm finally about to get to a point where Hovind actually talks. So let's listen.
Okay, that's all the farther we're going to get, Dave, on your tonight. I'm going to whack it one more time. Maybe we'll get his attention. Let's see here. Professor Dave, right there. Evolution by natural selection is an observable fact. Now slow down, Dave, okay, you car salesman. Natural selection is an observable fact. Nature selects some to survive and some don't. When it gets too cold out, the ones that don't have enough fur, they die off. They're still the same kind of animal. It doesn't produce any evolution.
Yes, it does. So what happens when enough of those that, as you claim, don't have enough fur die off? They die off, and the ones that have more survive, make offspring that have more, and they keep surviving. That's evolution. I don't know why you don't comprehend that, but that's what it is. I mean, things evolve. It's very minute changes over a long period of time.
We covered that before. Evolution and natural selection. Oh, wait a minute. Natural selection selects. It doesn't create anything. It selects. But
Natural selection does not select. Natural selection, it's, oh my lord, it's a process in which things either make it or don't make it. Survival of the fittest, if you will. It's not like there's some higher power or some magical thing that's picking out which ones will make it and which won't. It's natural. It happens in nature. It's just a term. Like the Big Bang is just a term. It wasn't actually a bang or an explosion. It's just a rapid expansion. But obviously you're too dumb to understand that, so nothing I can do.
But if you tell a lie long enough, make sure you tell it loud and true, over and over and over. People start to believe it after a while.
He says that while also doing that with his nonsense lies. Like the hypocrisy and the lack of self-awareness here is just astonishing. I'm not going to keep going. I just want to make something quick, for Thanksgiving. So if for some reason you want me to come back to this, I will. Or if you have another one, of course, always leave it in the comments. Just my voice sounds like crap and I'm tired, so I'm going to be done with this. Kent, you're a moron. And I look forward to our debate Monday, even though it'll be just as ridiculous as the first one. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.